Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're jumping right into our source data to break down exactly what makes the American Pit Bull Terrier such a highly effective home deterrent. If you're into home security or canine behavior, you are going to find this incredibly insightful. We're going to unpack the fascinating physical and really the psychological reasons why this specific breed is just such a uniquely formidable presence in a house.
Okay, picture this. It's the absolute dead of night. The clock strikes 3 a.m. It's that terrifying scenario of a home break-in, right? A predator is creeping through a house, actively searching the dark for an easy, vulnerable target. This is the baseline scenario we need to keep in our heads as we analyze our source data today.
So ask yourself a really fundamental question. When that intruder steps into the shadows of an unfamiliar house, what is the ultimate nightmare they could possibly run into? I mean, what is the one thing that stops them dead in their tracks? Section 1, the 3 a.m. threat. Our source data reveals something totally fascinating. It's actually not a blaring alarm or even a weapon that tops the list. Encountering an elite American pit bull strikes absolute terror into the hearts of criminals. Standing there in the dark, this animal represents a sudden, severe, and completely unpredictable complication to a burglar's plan. Section 2, the psychology of risk. You know, there's this really common misconception out there that size is everything, that criminals are only deterred by giant, towering dogs. But the reality? It's completely different. Criminals actually evaluate a target based on psychology and the immediate risk to themselves. They're running this constant split-second risk-to-reward calculation in their heads. And let me tell you, that calculation ends abruptly when they see this breed. Our source notes that the sheer visual of that unmistakable silhouette looking back through a window is enough to tip the risk scales completely out of the burglar's favor. The psychological deterrence happens before the intruder even touches a door handle. Just that silhouette instantly makes the risk way too high. Section 3, Anatomy of an Athlete. The crucial point here is their unbelievable biology. These aren't just standard pets. They're genetic athletes. They're packed with incredibly dense muscle and possess this explosive agility that just catches people off guard. Add to that a front-facing, intense stare that biologically signals immediate danger to a human brain. And perhaps most terrifying for a fleeing intruder, they possess the closing speed of a professional sprinter, which effectively eliminates any chance of an easy escape once a confrontation actually begins. Now, we absolutely have to clear up a widespread myth right now. You've probably heard the rumor that pit bulls have, locking jaws. Actually, scratch that, it's purely a myth. However, the factual reality is arguably just as intimidating. They utilize a remarkably powerful athletic grip combined with a very low center of gravity. This unique anatomical combination allows them to physically overpower and control a threat that is much, much larger than they are. Section 4, the trait of gameness. This brings us to a frankly legendary trait known as gameness. Unlike standard household dogs that might bark loudly at a window but ultimately back away or flee when challenged, a high-drive pit bull operates entirely differently. Gameness means the dog uses sheer adrenaline and an intense, unwavering laser focus to completely push through pain and push through fear to defend its pack. They just don't back down when the situation gets dangerous. Section 5, the ultimate deterrent. Remember, at the end of the day, criminals desperately want an easy target. They just want in and out without a fuss. So finding themselves trapped in the dark with a 60-pound living shield, a shield that is genetically programmed to fight to the bitter end to protect its family, is literally their absolute worst-case scenario. It is a sheer nightmare for an intruder. To wrap up the profile of this animal as a guardian, we look at these final 3 traits. They are remarkably silent, meaning they don't give away their position until it's absolutely necessary. They are deeply, deeply loyal to their family unit. And as our source material stresses, when these uniquely capable dogs are paired with responsible training, they transcend being just a pet and transform into the ultimate household deterrent. So based on the incredible psychology and the stark physical reality we've just unpacked from the data, I want to leave you with this final provocative question for your own home security setup. Would you trust a pit bull to defend your home against a 3 a.m. threat, or do you still prefer the idea of a massive guardian breed? Take a moment to think about the risk, the reward, and the ultimate living shield.